how much fun are these? Use your scraps. This is the ultimate scrap buster. I haven't made one for ages, so I thought, why not have a go? And I want to make a sort of blue one, in case you can't tell. And for your base, you don't need anything fancy. You can either get your old duvet cover sheets, stuff like that. Any fabric that you've got sort of loads and loads of, and you can cut it into strips. Now, what I'm going to use today, oh my goodness, no, we're not using that, is this. Now, this is off some clothes that I purchased at the charity shop for the lace. And all I'm going to do is take that bit and rip. You can use all the bits for clothes. So now I've got this bit, which I can then rip or cut as a lovely little bit of lace. So it's not very long. They don't have to be long. There's no rules that says how long you have to have them. And all I do is I just grab my bits of fabric and start stitching them. Now, probably be a good idea if I started at one end and then went down. So I'm going to do that. So it's not a very long piece, but I'm going to use it up because that's what we do. It's perfect for using up your old threads, you know, the ones that've got a tiny bit left on the end. And you can do this on the machine if you don't want to hand stitch, but I'm just going to do a running stitch down the centre. Maybe I won't go quite so far. Oh, look, looped already. Oh my goodness, it's going to be one of them days. One of them days. I've actually had a lovely day. I've done 3 videos today. And I've actually uploaded one of them as well. So edited it and uploaded it. So I'm very happy. So I thought, while I'm on a roll, I shall do another stitching video. I've just done the next Sally Adventures video, which I'm so excited to share with you. I can't believe how fun it was. So you'll have to wait for that one. I'm not saying any more. It's a secret. It's a secret. Now I'm going to just go, because it's a square, I'm just going to keep it going down the centre. Yeah, I've got my needle in a very funny position there. And as you can see, I am just putting these down as a background. These big pieces. Right. There's another one. So just pop it on. And you can get smaller. I think the trick is put your big pieces on and then get smaller as you go to the top and put your more delicate ones on. This is gonna come unthreaded in a minute, isn't it? That's a problem when I'm working with little pieces. There we go, down we go. Now, as you can see, this piece has got a cut out there. So what we're gonna do is find another bit. Now, here's a piece. Now, where would you use this? Nowhere. It's like the selvage edge. Perfect, thank you very much. We'll put that on there like that. And I'm just going to go across, come up and stitch that one down. I'm not going to go back up because eventually you'll be adding something over the top perhaps. This is absolutely perfect little stitching project for using up these scraps. And also, if you just want something to do while you've got the TV on, while you're watching YouTube, you know, all that sort of stuff. And I am going to run out of cotton in a minute, so that's perfect because I can start again at the top. And just stitch pieces down. Don't think about it too much. This is definitely one of those projects where you don't even need to think. Just get your colours out. Whatever colours you want to do. Oh, that was fun. What have you done, Carol? Oh. You do have to stitch through both sides. That does help. I'm going to tie that off now. I'm going to grab another piece. Sort of like that. And I've got some blue here. And I'm going to come back up here. And you don't have to keep going all the way down the centre. If you've got square pieces like that, then yeah. I can go down this one side like this. Oh, this is quite a chunky needle, isn't it? Oh, it's because I've got more than one thread. Oh, have I gone off? No? Went through a bit easy then. I've got, look at this. I've got an actual bit of the, you know when you make a ruffle and there's always that little bit that you cut off at the end. Save them. Save them. You can add them to snippet rolls. If you don't put them on a tag or anything else. How cool is this project? So basically that's all I'm going to do, guys. Stitch this on. And what I'll do is, I think, finish this little bit here. I need something here. And what's this? See, I've got a piece like that. That's too big, so we don't want that. How about, no, we've used that. What about this one? It's a bit coffee coloured. How about we cut this up and put that on there like that. Oh, has it come off the needle? What a surprise. You all saw that happen, didn't you? I never noticed. I didn't notice. And I'm going to put a couple of stitches in that because you will be going over a lot of these stitches as you do it. It won't be the only one you do. You'll be doing, you know, you'll be doing some more over the top. So don't worry if you don't get everything down. I'll show you in a second. But you only need straight stitches. That's it. You don't need to do anything fancy. You can, obviously, practice your stitches on here. Oh, it's come undone again. Right, I'm going to finish this one off. It always comes off just when I'm about to tie it off. I think it knows. Right, go through to the back, tie it off. I'm going to carry on and do the rest of this with just one layer. And then I'll pop back and I'll show you how to make it look really yummy. In fact, look at that, the frayed bit over the top. Okay, so I spent a very pleasant couple of hours in front of my TV, just stitching all the little bits on. And I may be using this in my mermaid journal. You know, one of the ones on my unfinished project list. So I've still got these little bits that I can use. I'm not sure if this is not too bright. I'm going to leave that for a minute. I've got some bits of lace, which I'm going to just put on. Just because. Let's just cut some of it off. It's very thin. I think this was from like an old net curtain or something. So let's just do a bit more stitching on. I've got all my needles threaded. Save time. So more just straight stitching, you know, a bit of chilling out time. I don't really want my stitching that big. And just up and down. I can add. You can add as much stitching as you like. I don't want to do too much yet because I don't know what else I'm going to add. I've got buttons out, so I may put some buttons on. And I may put some flowers on. Oh, let's add something else. Let's add a button. Doesn't matter where we put it. I've got little buttons here. Just vintage buttons. Use anything you like. It don't have to be vintage. Just sew them on. And the more things you put on, the more interesting it's going to be. So just use up whatever scraps you've got lying on your desk. But I do have like a ticket. I don't know what that would look like if I stitch that on. You can mix fabric and paper. There's no rules that say you can't. Especially on this channel. We don't do rules like that, do we? We just get on with it and do whatever we want. So I could put this on here like this. And maybe I could just stitch that like this. Or I could have put something through the hole. Oh, that would have been easier. That would have been easier. Put that back. Put that back, Carol. And this, I've got this. Let me use this as a little... I just want to give you a bit of inspiration. So what this channel's about, just inspiring you to just use up what you've got without having to spend your hard-earned money on more supplies. Fabric supplies are very easy to get hold of. Old clothes, other people's, you know, throwaways in the charity shops and the thrift shops. Obviously here in the UK, I make great use of the car boots. They're like my favourite place to pick up fabric. Because you just have to look around, and it doesn't matter what size things are. I often buy things and people say, oh, that's going to be miles too big for you. I says, yeah. And I don't tell them I'm just going to cut it up, because some people get a bit funny when you tell them you're just going to cut it up. So I just go, yeah, no, it's not for me. I don't want to upset people. You can do that. So what else can you put on them? Well, I've got this net I could put on. You can, if you want to, sort of get this sort of, what's this? Eyelash trim. That's the stuff. And you don't have to put it on straight. You can make like a little flower like this. Grab your cotton, stitch it down. Well, you know what else has just come into my head? You know, don't you? You know what has just come into my head. I could use my little threadlets, my little orts as well on this. Oh, I bet that'd look great. I'm going to go grab them. Just going to stitch this down. Just gives it so much interest. So I'm going to tie that off because I don't know where I'm going next. I've got me tin. I love this. Look at it. It's so cool. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go to the other end. And I'm going to grab a little pile like this. Maybe a little pile. I don't need a big pile. And I'm just going to pop them right onto there. Like that. I'll just stitch. You can just watch. How about that? I'll be quiet for a bit. Catch all those down. Yeah, that lasted a long time, didn't it? Just like that. There you go. And maybe we could put another button on while we're here. How about we put one here? Or we could put it on top. Yeah, I'm going to put it here. I better tie this off first. Right, where's my button? This is an old dressmaker's button. Or I might go and put it on top of there like that. That'll look nice. Now I've got a feeling this is a broken one. So it may not work. But we'll see. Let's have a... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach some more bits, and I'll come back and show you what it's all looking like. And I wasn't planning on this one being a really, really long one. I think you're on. Are you on? Yes, you're on. Okay. So I'm just going to grab little bits, and I'm going to start down here again, and I'm going to add more, just for some interest. A different colour. I'm using all different coloured, like greeny blues. Yeah, I think I'm now losing the light, which is really annoying because it's like 4 o'clock. Oh, roll on this summer when we're getting some light nights. As you can see, I've added buttons, I've added sequins, I've added bits of doily, done some stitching. I've added these that came from one of my lovely crafty friends, and because I have the most awful memory in the world, I can't remember, so whoever it was, thank you so much. Look how cute they look on my snippet roll. And more buttons, more. This is just eyelash trim that I just crunched up and stitched down. Lots of bits and pieces. Just attach all your scraps. Done a little tiny bit of ruffle that I had left over, and I've just put some rickrack down the middle and popped a button on, not in the centre. Bit of fabric that I've just screwed up and stitched down. This is some orts, some threadlets and a bits of scraps. A little fish, bit of embroidered. Yes, Snowbell, what can I do for you? You're just going to walk straight past. Yep, okay. Snowbell and I will give you some tips on what you can do with them and how you can store them. And a future video, when it's made, I will link it here so that you can go straight there. And thank you for joining me. I'm very distracted right now. So this was going to be a whole new video, but it was so short, I've just popped it onto the end of this one. Hope you like it. And you can keep them all pretty like this, little display in a mason jar. Imagine that filled up with all the fabric rolls. You can roll them around pegs. I've got some of these dolly pegs. I don't know what they're called, but They're really easy because all you have to do is sort of put your fabric in like that and then just roll them up like that. You can also hang them. So you get one of these bulldog clips, pop it on the end and just hang them up in your craft room so you don't forget to use them. There's also just wrapping them. So you've got this card, any card will do, and you can, let's wrap it this way, and you can just wrap it round. That will keep it nice and safe. If you've got somewhere to store them all sort of flat in a drawer or in a shoebox, and you can see all your colours. So that's another way. I would put some string round like I've done with this one, just to hold it on. So this is really cute. Just roll it up. I've rolled this one up on an old cotton reel and it does the trick. Doesn't need to be a special old-fashioned bobble. Just roll it up and store it in your jar like that. And to stop it from coming undone, I've got some baker's twine and I just tie it loosely with a little bow, just like that. And that's just keeps it on. As you can see, this one's coming off because I haven't. I will be rolling this. I won't be putting it on the card because I'm going to roll mine all up and put them in there. So, nice thrifted mason jar, scraps of fabric. It's all good. It's all good. One's all rolled up and just tied with a scrap of lace. This big one is just rolled. That's all I've done. Just rolled it up. You don't need to tie it if you don't want to. It just sits in there quite nicely. I love this method as well. So I've got a couple of buttons on here and they're sewn on, and all I've got is a piece of this trim that I had left over and I've looped it. It's not attached. Just take it off and you see these buttons that are near the end, and I just made this to fit, and you just loop it around that button and around that button. It's sort of a cute little way to do it, and it's not permanently attached and it keeps it all wrapped up. So there's a few ways to store them. I sort of love them like this in this little jar. I think it's really cute. So I'm going to keep mine in there on my windowsill so I don't forget to use them. So what can you do with them? So there's quite a few ways you can use snippet rolls. Let me show you some that I've made. So I've got one that I've stitched onto some hessian, and that can be used as a pocket in a junk journal. You can make yourself a book page by attaching it to another piece of stronger fabric. You can pad these. I have done them padded, and I've just trimmed all the little edges off. This is machine stitched, so it's not going to go anywhere. I mean, what a lovely little gift. Right, what else have I done with them? Oh, I've made really skinny ones and put them on page edges like this. This is just a part where you can just cut a little bit off, and they're ready-made clusters. So you just chop a bit off and pop it on a page for a cluster. I think this journal is actually for sale on my Etsy shop if you are interested. Lovely fabric cover, lots of pages, very blue. You can, this is my ideas book, and this is a belly band. So you can turn them into belly bands, so you can tuck something behind. Obviously, if you've got a little piece, you can make the belly band that way and tuck something down like that. You can also grab anything, one of your pieces, and do a whole page thick belly band on page edge. We've done page edge clusters, but you can make them any size you like. This one would be a great tuck spot. You can put it onto a pocket. I don't think I've got a pocket that I can add it to. Oh yeah. So this is a pocket, and you can just decorate your pocket by popping that on top like that. Just transforms it. What else have I got? Oh yeah, and you can make tags out of them as well. So this is part of this one's done on the machine, obviously. There was a bit of hand stitching. This was when I was in my transitioning into hand stitching, and all I've done is just added bits to it. So you can make yourself tags as well. Now that goes in there because that's my stitch. This was Junk Journal January. Yeah, January. I do have a video with the flip through of this and all my pages if you want to go and check out my Junk Journal January playlist. Oh, my favourite thing to do is, I made this when I first started, following Artymaze, and she made a whole fabric book, and I followed her religiously and made this, and it is all fabric. It's absolutely, I just love it. I'll just show you because I'm so proud of it. I've got pockets, so I'm going to show you how I made that. It's got an envelope, all fabric, and oh, so yummy. Here's some more fabric tags. Not snippets, but you know, fabric tags. How cute are these? No, I haven't had this out for ages. So fun. Just it's nice to look back on things you've made, isn't it? I love it. I love it. I'd forgotten how much fun this was. Big pocket. And it's got a big tag inside. Look at that. And I've done some writing space on the back of this. I'll probably never use this. Probably never write in it because it's like just so yummy. Little pocket. I've done loads of printing onto fabric. Little book. Made a little book. Oh, it was so much fun making this. Little lace pocket there. So to make the cover, I'll show you what we did. Now I'll try and find Andrea's original way that she made that in, and I'll link it in the description below. It's amazing. So all she did, you made your snippet rolls, and you sort of, let me get a different one. You sort of put them together. You sew them together like this to make pages like this. It would be helpful if I put them the right way up. So you attach them together, however many you wanted, and that would make your sort of journal cover. I'm not going to cut them because I don't know what size I want it, but you could make, you know, you could make little tiny ones. I hope I'm in frame. And you just add random clusters together, and look how pretty it is. You can put it onto another piece of fabric for strength. But I love how those turned out. We like to use our scraps up. And you can use anything you like for the base. What have I used? I've used a scrap of fabric. This is some ribbon. Whatever you like for the base. I'm going to pop these all back in here. So I hope that's given you a bit of inspiration, and you can go off and have a little hunt, see what you can use to wrap yours up in. And how to use them. Oh, didn't I? I didn't wrap it round, did I? I've got some lace there, and I must put that round something. So there we go. All tucked away in my little jar. Safe and sound. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.